solo.
And hello! Welcome to Solo Playthroughs. That was the best hello in a while. I've been so tired by that few streams. Yeah, my voice has been cracking. I haven't been tired. I've been going through puberty, as we've established multiple times. Seeing some people here, I definitely started a couple of minutes early because I don't know. I just time. What is time? What is time but a human construct anyway? I was ready. I was bored. It felt good to say go live. But this is a special moment for solo playthroughs. This is a demo copy, my first demo copy, and my first time I think I was mentioned during an active Kickstarter as someone who was covering a game, and I very much appreciate Rock Manor for that opportunity. Rock Manor has been a big supporter of the channel, as I have said, so take I don't know, whatever qualification you want to say for anything I say today, and how much you think it's affecting my opinion. It's not, but you know, it is what it is. But I do like those guys a lot. I mean, it's not, how about that? It's not knowingly, right? I mean, everything colors our impression of other things, and the guys at Rock Manor are pretty great. Set a Watch was a review copy given to me by Rock Manor at PAX Unplugged 2023, has quickly become one of my favorite games. I did buy all the rest of the content for it. Well, actually, I bought the Swords of the Coin, and then a patron, Joey, sent me the upgraded tokens and the riders. So I have everything for Set of Watch. I did go ahead and back the latest Set of Watch campaign, so I'm excited for that to come out. And then Rock Manor also has given me all of Maximal Apocalypse. It's a game I'm very excited to jump into in the near future. And they've also given me, they gave me the base game of Merchants of Magic. Now, when I got it, I was like, oh, rolling right. Who cares? Yawn. But I was at a weekend gaming retreat that my friends and I do every year, and we had about 30 minutes to kill. I was like, this game can't be that hard to learn. It wasn't. We put it on the table. It's like, oh, this is actually good. And it's become, surprisingly, one of my go-to games in my gaming group when we have some time to kill. And it's like we all enjoy it. It's really cool. It's got enough decisions for the big gamers. It's really accessible for like the people that are just like not super into the heavy stuff and just like to come hang out. So it works for all my gaming groups, and I do have multiple. I'm very lucky that way. And it's just a really, really, really nice game. Now, the fact that it's set in the Set of Watch universe is even better because I like the art, I like the touchstones, I like that world that was built in Set of Watch. So that works. And then when I saw at Gen Con the expansion content, really liked a lot of the ideas in it. So when Mike asked me if I would, or reached out for people to do live streams, I was very happy to, put myself in there as someone who would be willing to do it. And they did send me a demo copy of what you're seeing today from the expansions. Now, this is still from the base game. The dice are from the base game. The potions are from the base game. A lot of the cards are from the base game, but this is from the expansion. Some of the cards in here are from the expansion. These tokens, this board, all from the expansion. And this thing over here is from the expansion, and we'll talk about that. So there are going to be significant changes in how the solo mode works from what I have and what is going to finally reach people's hands when the Kickstarter finally delivers sometime next year. So I'll try to talk a little bit about that, but it's essentially going to be mostly the same thing. But ultimately, this game I'm excited to talk about because I love playing it with my friends. I don't think this will ever be like a solo game for me personally, so I will put that out there. If you like roll and writes a lot, and you just need, you have a very reduced amount of time to play, this definitely scratches the niche, right? It's fun, and it could be a fun little puzzle for you. But I will talk about the gameplay and how it works competitively as I kind of go through a couple of solo games here. And I'll also talk about what the expansion adds based on the base game alone. So we have Michael Owens. Audio is good in case you need to know. Also, hello and happy Friday, Greg. Happy Friday to you, Mr. Owens. This is my second stream this week, man. What a week. It's been a long time since I've done 2 in a week. Silver Fear, hello, Greg. I missed this voice. Happy to catch a stream again. Good to see you, Brian. Mike Owens, roller rights, also not really my thing, but I'm moderately intrigued by this if for no other reason than because I like the art and the look of this. Yeah, it's a cool game. I was very, very surprised. Probably the most surprised I've been with review copies has probably been Merchants of Magic and Set a Watch from Rock Manor. I did not have really high expectations for either, and I really just like them both a lot. A lot. So, and I want to say up front, I got the demo copy of this. I did go ahead and back Merchants of Magic. I did go ahead and back the expansions in their most recent Kickstarter, so that will not be provided me for free. I didn't ask, they didn't offer. It is what it is. I'm happy to. I really want to support those guys because they've already sent me so much, and as we've all learned in the last couple months, I am scaling back a bit. So the days of me asking for review copies is coming to a close. So I'm happy to support the companies that are doing good work, and Mike and Todd and the rest of those guys are pretty cool. All right, Todd is not the designer on this. I know he's like part of playtesting of everything. Merchants of Magic was designed by Clarence Simpson, and if you actually go on the Kickstarter, they have been going through a designer diary on there, which is pretty interesting to kind of see the early workups and prototypes of Merchants of Magic and how we got where we got today. So, Mike Owen, it's also been a long time since I was able to catch a couple of live streams of yours in a week. Yeah, well, there haven't been that many, man. Ugh! It's been crazy. It was really nice to get back to Maze Night. I really want to go back to Maze Night next week because I want to try to redeem myself with my boy Krang. I definitely think I left a win on the table on Tuesday, but that's what happens, man. That's what happens when life gets in the way and you get a little rusty in your favorite games. So it is what it is. So, how does Merchants of Magic work? Well, I'll talk about the base game and then we'll kind of go into the expansion. The Merchants of Magic, it's a roller rate. So here's your little sheet. I'm sorry I do not have a really good close-up of this, but on the left side of the sheet, you'll see a bunch of items listed, and those items are broken into 3 types. You have accessories, weapons, and armor. And then on the right side, you have enchantments. And the enchantments are also roughly broken into 3 types as well. One is basically adjectives. So you have fiery, shocking, everlasting, and divine. The other one is going to be what kind of, a race, or what are we calling them today? Group of people, group of beings, creatures, whatever. So is the item of the elves, of the dwarves, of the orcs, or of the dragons? And then finally you have charms, and the charms give you potential for point bonuses or the potential for more potions. Now, potions are really important in that generally in the base game they're used for one thing. Now in the expansion they're used for multiple things, but in the base game they are used to be a die modifier. So I can turn a 5 into a 4 or a 6 using a potion. I can turn a 3 into a 2 or a 4 using a potion. So super helpful. The colors on the potions don't mean much unless you're playing in the 6-player game and you're going to run out, right? So at that point, you say, hey, purples are 3 potions, reds are 2 potions. That way you can make them go further. Now, you could also use potions to get extra dice, but I will talk about that as we go. Now, there are 6 columns on this sheet. In each column, you can only use the number of a die or 2 dice or 3 dice of the 4 to fill it in, right? So in this leftmost column, we're going to call that the steel column. I can only fill that in with a number that I roll from the red die. So I take that 4, I could only use that if I wanted to put it in, because every round I'm rolling all 4 numbers, obviously, but I can only, if I want to fill something in the steel column, it has to be with the red die. Now, the wood column, I can use the red die or the purple die. The leather column, I can use the red die, the purple die, or the yellow die. On the other side, again, this is the crafting side. On the research side, I can use the purple die, the yellow die, or the green die. On the so that's the elemental column. On the arcane column, I can use the yellow die or the green die, and on the, what does that say? Wild column, I can only use the green die. Now, the green die is a D12, the yellow die is a D10, the purple die is a D8, and the red die is a D6. On the left side, you only have the two lowest number of dice, which could be a problem for you because you can only fill in a circle using numbers that are equal to or higher than the number on the die. So that could be especially tricky when I'm down here and I want to fill in the leftmost circle to start crafting plate armor. Well, I can only craft plate armor by having an 8 or higher. Well, if you can roll a natural 8 on a d6, congratulations, you should be a magician. Most of the rest of us are going to have to get a high number, hopefully a 6, and then spend the requisite number of potions that we have to make ourselves that 8. Or we could do something else too, but I'll get that in this little bit. And then on the opposite, on the left side, we need the number or higher. On the right side, we need the number or lower. So on a D12, when I need to get, a 2 or a 1, well, if you don't roll a 2 or 1 all day, again, hopefully you have a lot of potions to make up for it if you want to craft of the dragons, right, as an enchantment. Now, why do I care about these items and these enchantments? Well, you are a magic shop owner, and you are trying to have certain items that your customers, your beloved customers, are showing that are in demand. So, in your shop, you're going to have the opportunities to craft certain items, and if you could do it, then you could take that item, and then you'll score the item for the points that are on the card later. For instance, that is worth 3 points. Now that is a fiery Grimoire, and I'm going to butcher that word. I think it's Grimoire. Now I can only take that fiery Grimoire if I have made the enchantment for fiery and I have made the accessory of a Grimoire. If I have done that, when this is in my shop, I take it, it's replaced, and then at the end of every round, all the items will be around the table like this. So if I craft the Grimoire, I take this away, I put one face down, and then when the items rotate, the next round it will flip over. So that means that you can't get lucky enough to be able to craft 2 items in the same round, right? Because sometimes as you fill in more and more of your things, as you see new items, you're like, oh, I randomly flipped over Divine Sword of the Dwarves. Well, lucky that I've already done Divine, I've already done of the Dwarves, and I've already done Sword, so I could just take that, right? So that's kind of part of your game is doing as many of these as possible, so you can take as many of these cards as possible, and then you can maybe get the charm that makes them worth more points. The renowned accessories would make each of your accessory cards worth, so it doesn't matter how many of these things you've done. So I could have filled in backpack, scroll, ring, pendant, and Grimoire. Now I'll get the points that are on the card. I'll get the point that are on my score sheet, but if I don't have any cards, getting renowned accessories doesn't do much for me, right? I actually need the accessory cards. So you're starting to plan ahead because you're going to see these cards go around in a circle. Now in a 2-player game, in a simulated 2-player game, which is what the solo game is, I'm only seeing 4 cards coming my way. It's really interesting in like a 3 or 4 or 5-player game where you're like, well, I see that card coming around the table, but then you have to hope that no one snags it in the magic shops that are to your right, because they're also trying to craft as many things as they can so they can get as many cards as they can. So if none of that made sense to you, it will make sense as I start playing. I'm sorry, I feel like my mastery of the English language seems to be escaping me. Now, over the course of the game, there are going to be 10 rounds. You will roll all 4 dice every round, and you can only use 2 of those dice out of the 4 every round. So say, well, the 10 yellows could be good. I could use that in this leather column over here. That could be really good. 2 reds probably not great. The 2 green could be really helpful in the wild. Do I want to use another one? I also have an 8 purple. Well, if I wanted to use a 3rd die in any one round, I can just cross off one of my extra dice. Now you'll see in the top right over here, you have the opportunity to use 6 extra dice over the course of the 10 rounds. The first 3 are free. The 4th extra die costs you 2 of your very valuable potions. The 5th of those extra dice costs you 3, and the 6th costs you 4. If you have the potions, I'd recommend you spend them very early, because again, the more things that you fill early, the more likely you are to be able to snag some of these cards as they go whizzing by between you and the other magic shops. Now, One thing I say, how do I get potions? Well, every time I finish a line, whether it's on the left or the right, if some of those lines, finishing a line, sometimes means just filling in one bubble. You can do that. Once you do a line, either on the left or the right, you get a potion. I do wish the score sheet had a little bit of like a box to check. Like, did you remember to grab your potion? Because invariably, at some point during every game, so I was like, oh, did I forget? Did I remember to grab that potion? So I tell everybody I play with to like circle the number and also put a check mark because to remind yourself, hey, I did take that potion. So when the answer comes up later, it's like, oh, I didn't put a check mark. I must have forgotten to grab a potion. It just helps. It's a little thing that my group has found helpful. Of course, you have to actually remember to put the check mark and whatever. But I do wish there was like a little something to kind of help jog your memory. Hey, get a potion, especially for people playing their first or second game. Now, the base game also had a couple of wrinkles, right? So there are these masteries. There is a mastery for every column. So you have one mastery that corresponds to each of these columns. You have steel, wood, and leather on the left. Again, elemental, arcane, and wild on the right. And then you just randomly pick one of the three cards. So say we had the material mastery of the blacksmith, and we'll have the energy mastery of the enchanter. Now, depending on what column it is, you're going to have to fill in 4, 5, or 6 circles in that column. If you do that in any round, you claim the point total shown. So if I were like, hey, I got my 4th circle in the steel column, I get 8 points. Anybody else who's also done that in the same round will also score 8 points, and then it flips. And now for the rest of the game, if you get the requisite number of circles filled in on that column, it is only worth 4. The solo game has a little bit of a trick, and I'll kind of just explain that as we go so you can see how the AI will score for these masteries, right? The same with the enchanter. So the enchanter, since the enchanter you can fill in with purple, yellow, and green dice, you actually need 6 circles to actually get there to get the 8 points, and then this flips over. So that's one wrinkle. So we still have the masteries in play. The second thing that the base game had, which the expansions kind of replaced entirely, I don't see using these cards ever again, but you have a special sponsored adventurer. So this is the adventurer that you have dedicated your a vast majority of your business, and some of your business, to making sure they are fully outfitted with everything they need to be all that they can be. All right, so we have the ranger, the warrior, the barbarian, the cleric, the bounty hunter, the witch, the knight, and the wizard. These are the sponsored adventurers in the base game. And say my sponsored adventurer was the wizard. Well, I need shocking, so I definitely need to do the shocking enchantment, so this helps guide my early game. Now, the first time I get one of these 3 orders on here, so we have the shocking ring, the shocking crossbow, and the shocking greaves, I'm going to mark off first order completed, and I would gain 3 potions. The second one of these orders that I do, I'm going to mark off the second one, and it lets me mark any circle anywhere on the score sheet, which you'd probably want to use on the 8 greaves, on the 8 steel column for the plate armor, but what do I know? Just saying it's usually a good thing to do. And then the third order completed is mark any circle and gain coins on the sponsored adventurer. So once I finish all 3 orders here, it gives me 2 free circles to finish, and then I'm going to get the number of points that are listed on the sponsored adventure, and that's going to range from 4 to 6. The expansion says, we can do better. So the expansion gives you this whole other dynamic and introduces all of these monster cards, which I absolutely think is a very big improvement on the game. So the expansion has 8 different sponsored adventurers, I guess. And the demo copy only gave me 6, and they have, instead of only 3 things that you could fill for them, they have all the things, right? So the Earth Golem, he's very happy when I provide him with a backpack, a ring, a pendant, a grimoire, a spear, a staff, a warhammer, bracers, shield, greaves, and plate armor. Now, when I do any of these things, I'm going to move up his corresponding dial. Now, I'm just going to use dice because the dial is kind of awkward for the video, whatever. So we're just going to use dice to kind of keep track of where I'm at. As my armor goes up, I can start taking on certain monsters. Anyone who's played set I watched before, these will look really familiar. Now, there's only going to be 4 monsters out. We'll have a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, and then an Unhallowed. Actually, in the solo game, you only use the minion side of the Unhallowed. And there, instead of getting these benefits here for first order completed, second order completed, and third order completed, you'll trigger the benefit that is on the monster card that you defeated directly. So it's been I think it's a smart adjustment to the game, and that is what we will feature today. The Draft of the Dragons expansion features a whole bunch of other modules and stuff. I will talk about them. I will not show them. I do not have all of the components. Again, they were still developing some of what they were doing with the solo mode, so I don't have all the components for it, so I don't think I would show it off very well. I am intrigued by the ideas. I'm excited to get them for a game with my friends and get them integrated into our plays of Merchants of Magic, but again, I don't think they add enough for solo play for me to be like, oh yes, I want to play with those modules. The only module that I think is really good for solo play is this idea of, again, a new sponsored adventure that is giving you the ability to rack up shields so you can take out these monsters. Now, I will say, if you're going to do all the monsters, you pretty much need to do every item on that list. I played a 4-player game with the Dangerous Business expansion, which is the one that gives you the monsters and stuff, and none of us got up to the point where we could take out the Unhallowed, and there was a significant amount of points on the line for that, so there was definitely not a lack of effort. So what I'm going to do is put out 4 monsters. I have just shuffled them all together because I'd rather shuffle one big deck than 4 little ones, because that just takes too much time. And what do we have here? We have a level 1 creature. Excellent. Then the level 1 creature is a skeletons. When I defeat him, I can use any die to fill a circle in the leather column. Ooh, that's a one-time ability. Now, as soon as I can get to 9 shield and then wait to use this for a later round. I don't have to trigger that ability right away, so that is important to note. This is also a level 1 creature, not helpful. Here's our minion. So on the other side of the minion would be the Unhallowed, but we only play on the minion side for the solo game. So if I defeat the minion, I just get 3 extra points, so that could be helpful. This is a level 2 creature, the Vampire. Fill in any circle under accessories. Ooh, that's nice. That could be helpful. So again, I don't have to trigger that right away. I can wait till I have 13 on my shield. So I need 33 shield to defeat the Undead Acolyte, 9 for the Skeletons, 13 for the Vampire, and then our level 3 creature is the Dragon Rider. I need 25. At the end of the game, gain an additional 1 per completed crafting row. That's really strong. Wow. Alrighty then. So crafting rows over here. Now you'll see the arrows above crafting and above research. The one above crafting is pointing up to remind you that you need the number or higher. The one above research is pointing down to remind you that you need the number or lower. Alrighty then, let me shuffle up our deck of orders. Now the demo copy did come with a bunch of additional orders that I haven't ever played with, so excited to play with them today. Now, the actual game, the solo mode is going to come with like a sideboard and tokens, and again, I'm not super excited about this game for the solo mode. I'm excited about this game because I like the game, but I don't have all of those. So instead, what we're going to play is the simplified rules for the demo, and if someone's really curious, I can actually read off the email from Mike where he explained more of how the final version is going to be based on what their current iteration is. Yeah, so we're going to essentially roll dice. Now, this isn't super clear, but I'm pretty sure I'm reading this right, and if this is wrong, and I find out from Mike, I'll put it in the comments below. But there's some point there is a mechanism for the AI to get orders that are in front of them. I'm just going to leave Blacksmith and Enchanter because, I mean, it was random enough. We're good. So essentially, there's going to be an order in each of these 4 spots that represents the orders that are in the AI's shop or the Atoma shop. You choose your favorite word. If I roll a 1 on any of those dice, the the Otoma will grab those orders. Now, in the final version of the solo mode, there are going to be certain things the Otoma can do that are going to like add 2 to their dice, and it's going to make it easier for them to grab orders as the game goes, which is very consistent with what happens with the players and stuff like that. So they're really trying to simulate a game against an opponent. That's fine. Again, like I've been very strong. Like I don't think every game needs a solo mode, but I understand why companies do it and feel the need to add one. But they are putting a lot of thought into this, from what I can see, which is good. I mean, if they're going to make a solo mode, at least make it good. But anyway, so they'll have these 4 orders. Things will go away. If there's ever a roll that the Otoma does not get an order, what they're going to do instead is they're going to put a potion on each of the masteries. If they ever have as many potions as there are circles needed, so say they get 4 potions on the blacksmith or 6 potions on the enchanter, they will go ahead and flip the card over at the end of the round, and they will score this. Each of these is going to represent 4 points. They'll either score 8 points or 4 points depending on when they do it. Now, if they were to add potions, but both of these cards are flipped, at that point they will just grab, or they've already if they would if they were to add potions, but they've already completed both already, either the 8 point side or the 4 point side, instead they would just grab the leftmost potion, and that makes sense. So they have a way to keep scoring points. Jens is here. Mello, how are you? We everyone's double dose of Greg. What could make your weekend start better? I can think of a lot of things, I'm sure. All right, this goes here. So we are playing a 2-player game. Now, a 3-player game or a 4-player game, you only get 3 cards in front of everybody. In a 5-player game of 6, there's only 2 cards in front of everybody. But in a solo game, we're going to have, or a 2-player game, if you're actually playing as a real opponent, we will have 4 cards in front of both of us. So I have a Grimoire and Greaves of the Orcs, a Backpack of the Elves. Now, anytime you see the doubles like that, like the Collector set, that did come with the expansion, I think is a really clever idea. There were a bunch of cards that, to actually craft them, you needed one thing from this side of the board and 2 from this side. This is flipping that around to say, well, actually now there are some things that need 2 things from this side of the board and then 1 from this side. And if that didn't make any sense, trust me, it's interesting. All right, so we're going to put this out. So the way I'm understanding the rules for the demo, again, it's not the final version of the rules. They're making, I believe that if I roll a 1 on the red die, the Atomic gets this. If I roll a 1 on the purple die, they get this. If I roll 1 on the yellow die, and if I roll a 1 on the green die, they get that. It's my current understanding. So we'll see how that plays out. So this is going to be the first round. I will narrate as much as I can because, I know the visibility isn't great on what's actually happening in my score sheet. And I'm going to stick with the Earth Golem because, I think he looks the most like me. And I'm getting a bunch of text. What is going on? All right. Bam! Look at that. I didn't roll any ones. I know that yellow die is going to be hard to see. I'm going to keep it. I thought about subbing it out, but because everything relies on the colors, I'm going to keep it. Now, since I did not roll any ones, the Atoma is going to add a thing to one thing to both of those. And what did I roll? Well, good question. I rolled a 3 red. I rolled a 4 purple. I rolled a 5 yellow, and I screwed a perfect opportunity up and rolled an 11 green. Now that's not a great roll when you want high numbers. You want high numbers on the red and the purple, and you want low numbers on the yellow and the green. So this is not a roll that I'm going to be spending a 3rd die on very eagerly because it doesn't really do much. Actually, let me not let these rules get too far away. Now, by the way, I should tell you our goal. Which, again, it's the win-loss based on the AI score. It's one of those things where it's like you give the AI a base score, and depending on like what level you're playing at, you raise the base score, which I don't know. I've never found that very compelling because I could just be like, well, I'd rather someone's like an achievement sheet, like if you score this, like give me like beat your own score, just like lean into the beat your own score, because it's essentially beat your own score but backwards, right? Because like if I'm playing on hard and the Toma's score using a base of 60 ends up being like 74 or 90 or whatever the hell it will be, like I could be like, well, I would have won on medium, right? There's an arbitrariness to that I just don't like. I just much rather them saying like, if you score over this, then you're the super merchant extraordinaire or whatever, like something cheesy. I think is better than again this seeming arbitrariness where you're like pretending you're not beat your own score when you really are, like in my opinion. But what do I know? All right, I'm going to. So I really want Of the Orcs. I have to start filling this in, but that's going to be hard to do with these just crappy roll. It's a very bad roll. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this yellow die to fill in this 5. Because I need a 7 or lower. So I'm using the 5 to fill in a 7 or lower. Look at me. I'm the gingerbread man. And now I can't use the 5 again. So we're going to take the yellow die out. I have no access to it anymore. And I'm also looking over here. Well, Divine Bracers is like maybe something I can try to get to in the next couple of turns. Getting Of the Scrolls of the Dragons is going to be real hard, especially with this crappy start. But enchant if I'm filling up the elemental though, that's not a bad way to do it, because I need 6 circles in there to get that. I did not roll the red. I just really can't use, although I wouldn't mind beating the Atoma to that. The bracers, I need a 9 or higher, and I can't use the green die, so that's going to be hard to get. But all right, I will shoot for the divine bracers, and I will use the 4 to fill in that. So I'm only using 2 of the 4 dice because the dice rolls were not great. So you can always check to make sure you filled in the right number of circles, because again, it's 2 per round, plus you can look at your extra dice, plus you can figure out if you had any other ways to fill in circles. Again, generally speaking, you're filling in around 28 to 30 circles in a game. So do it wisely. So at the end of the round, so that was the resource phase was when I was rolling, then it was allocation phase. I didn't fill any of these orders in front of me, and now we're going to rotate all of these around like so. We go to round 2. Moving right along, kids. We're going to roll these 4 dice. Marty, hello. How's this going? It's going well, sir. It's going very well. Bam. I rolled very low. I rolled a 1. Looks like a 7, but it's a 1. So this is going to go to the Atoma's completed orders. And I'll just put these face down so I don't forget that. And this is going to come out. I think I'm doing that right. There's a... All it says is orders with the AI disappear on rolls of 1 on certain dice, and I'm assuming that corresponds with that. So that could be a big assumption, but I can't figure out another way that would work. So it is what it is. But I rolled a very roll. So again, so he took that order. This one just comes face down, which is fine. And the numbers here are a 2 on the red, which is garbage. Now, it's because he took an order, he doesn't put any potions on the mastery cards. So the 8, the purple die is a 5, the yellow die is a 1, and the green die is a 2. So we should definitely take advantage of that. Yeah, getting to the Of the Scrolls is just... it's not happening, kids. I really need the divine. I was trying to get this enchantment stuff. I think I use an extra die here for sure. So let me use the green die to do Of the Orcs. Let me finally finish that off. Finally, I know it took me 2 rounds. I'm going to circle the 3 points. I'm going to score those 3 points at the end of the game. Then I'm going to put a check mark there to remind myself I took my first potion of the game. Green die out. I'm going to use the 1 from the yellow die on divine, because that's going to be important to do so I can fill divine bracers by next turn, but that's going to be hard to do if I don't get the 9. Maybe I do get the scroll. Maybe the Scroll of the Dragons is a better idea. But I'm pretty much already committed to this divine thing. I'm very heavy in this side. I need to really start slamming the other side at some point. Well, is what it is. I'm kind of committed to the divine. I'm going to spend. I'm very religious now. I'm committed to the divine. All right, I used the 1 there. And I have a 5. I'm going to use that on. So now I'm going to do 5 or higher. I can't get to bracers. That's not very good. Man, of the dragons. They really want me to do of the dragons. Shocking Grimoire of the dragons. So I should tell you what these lines are. So every one of these has 3 lines that are highlighted to say, hey, those are the best for your guy, as far as how many shields they give you. So like they're the most bang for your buck. Let me start fulfilling this Warhammer. So I'm going to take the purple 5. I'm going to fill in this because I needed a 4 or higher, so the 5 qualifies, and that's going to be my first extra die of the game. This comes out, and we are good. So I'm not doing very well in the blacksmith. I didn't add anything to the enchanter, but, you know, and in the off chance I get a really good roll here, I can maybe do divine bracers and call it a day. So I did not get any orders. I'm going to flip these around. This flips over. It is the pendant of the orcs. And we go now to round 3. Rolling my 4 dice. What do we get? Oh, that's a really good roll. I think maybe sort of. Oh, not really, so close. All right. I was very close to getting divine bracers, but it didn't really work out. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. So I did not roll a 1, so we're going to add a potion to each of these. I got a 3 red, an 8 purple, a 7 yellow, and a 9 green. And I'm very much not writing these in a straight line, but that's fine. We'll get there. Doing a very bad job filling things in. So Everlasting Ring of the Orcs sounds like something I should probably focus on because I already have of the Orcs. It's worth 6 points. I'm doing a very poor job getting other things. Of the Dragons is too much. So that means I'm not getting any of these orders, which is really bad. We have another of the Orcs coming, so I feel better about that. The fact that I keep rolling very poorly on reds is not good. Not good at all. But I do want the pendant. So I'm going to get myself set up for the pendant by taking this 8 purple and filling in this. I need a 7 or higher here. I did not roll good to fill in the divine yet. So that's not great. Everlasting Rings. Everlasting is 1, 9. Ring is 2 or 6. I'm going to take this 9 and use it for here. And do I want to use this 7? Seems like a waste on that. I could use the 3 there. Everlasting Ring. Seven, 3. Bracers needs a 9. Warhammer needs a 6 or a 5. But and on the red or the purple ring. Great. Ring's important. We'll do that. I'm gonna use my I use this 9. I'm gonna use another extra die to use the yellow 7 and to fill in this circle here on the ring. So I'm doing very poorly on masteries. I'm playing this game exactly how you shouldn't. Jen, sure seems abstract for a Greg game. Yeah, it's a little abstract, but it's good. I like it. All right, let's go. This goes here, this goes here, down, moving over, and rolling 4 dice. I did not roll a 1 again, so we're getting up to points for the atonement here. The red is a 5. That's finally helpful. The purple is a 2. The yellow is an 8, and the green is an 8. This is not good. I need a 1 on the yellow or the green, and I have not, that didn't really come together. So I need everlasting at some point. I'm doing okay with ring. I can use that. Yeah, I really need to start moving on some of these things. So I'm going to do a Grimoire and Grieve of the Orcs. That is actually a good goal. So I'm going to use the red 5 to fill in that. Start working on the blacksmith. I'm going to use the the yellow 8 can go somewhere useful. I can make that bracers. I'm going to use my 1 potion to make this 8 a 9, and I'm going to fill in the bracers. That lets me fill this in. I'll get a potion for that. And now that I finally did something over here, Bracer of the Orcs, my total armor is a 6. Once I get up to a 9, I can do that. I'm going to use the 2. Yeah, I'm going to use my 3rd extra die to use the 2. I'm going to fill in this potion supplier. And since I did that, I'll put a check mark there. Now it says when you fill that in, you gain 3 potions instead of 1 for this row. So I get 4 potions total because I spent 1 this round and I got 4 back. Now I should say since there's no sponsored adventurer here, like the score sheet that comes with Dangerous Business will have this updated for the monsters. But again, so instead of first order to completed, it's going to be first monster, and then the result is going to be what you get here. So first monster, second monster, and this became clear just by going on the Kickstarter and seeing the PDF of the new score sheet. All right, so I can say, so we've gone through 4 rounds. I got 8 dice, 2 per round, plus 3, so I should have 11 circles filled in. I do, and now we can go to the next round. Again, I've continually filled out. I don't have I haven't gotten a thing yet, but again, the early cards were not great for me. Crossbow of the Elves. I'll be very sad if I roll a 1 on the green dice. So if you want to see me sad, root for a 1 on the green die. Excellent. I did roll a 1 on the purple die. So that means the Divine Bracers are out. I tried to get them. I was 1 away. So that's out. That gets replaced. And we don't add things there. I got a 1 on the purple die, as we already announced, a 5 on the red die, a 7 on the yellow die, and a 5 on the green. Alrighty then. Well, pendant, ring, accessories. I'm going to use the 1 to get this filled in. I need a 3 or lower. Gonna try to get 6 on there. I should use the 5 for something good. I'll spend a potion to make a 5 a 6. And now I have 2 in this column, which could be helpful. So now I have the 7 and the 5 left. I'm going to spend 2 potions. Ugh. I definitely need to fill in Divine at some point. I also want to, maybe I don't spend the potions. I use the red. I need the Everlasting Ring. I have Ring. I don't have Everlasting or Ring yet. Woof. I only need a 2 for that. I need a 1 for that, though. If I do this, I could do any column, I can fill that in with this. But I would need another 3. Backpack, ring. Ring of the Orcs gives me 6. So I really need that Everlasting. And these dice are not great. Pendant of the Orcs I don't have yet because, I could take that now. That's probably smart. But then I have to spend the 2 potions. And getting the 1 on Everlasting is going to be a problem. So I'm not going to use an extra die. I want to hold those potions. I don't take another card. These go over. Down. Grimoire and Greaves. I need to figure out a way to do all that. We go to the next round. So I filled in 10, 13, 6, 12, 10. Yep, we're good. Better roll for what I need, but I did not do a potion. I did not roll a 1. So there's 4 things on here already. So they flip this over. They're going to get 8 points for that at the end of the round. I'm not going to be able to match it this round, so it's not a big deal. And then this should have flipped. Helmet of the Dragons. They really wanted me to do dragon stuff. So we get a 4 here in the red, a 3 in the purple, a 3 in the, an 8 in the yellow, and a 3 in the green. Perfect. So I need to get Everlasting Ring of the Orcs. It's my last chance. I'm going to spend 2 potions to make this green 3 into a 1. So that gives me Everlasting. I fill that in. I take a potion. And I'm going to use this 4. So I use the green 3, the red 4 to get Ring. I finish that. Gives me a potion. I have Everlasting, Ring of the Orcs. So I get this card. That gets replaced with a card face down. And I'll score that at the game's end. So I'll put this over here. I don't have Pendant yet. I could take Pendant now, which is probably smart. So I'm going to spend 2 potions to use a 3rd extra die, or 4th extra die. And I'm going to use this purple to fill in Pendant. That does that. That gives me a potion back. And now I have Pendant of the Orcs, so I grab this. That gets replaced face down. Now the ring and a pendant. The ring gives me +6, so I'm at 12 over here. So I'll put a 1 and a 2 next to each other. And the pendant gives me 2 more, so I'm actually at 14. So I'm going to use this ability for the level 1 creature. So I'm going to use that ability to fill in any circle I want. In the leather column, I want the Grimoire and Greaves of the Orcs. The Grimoire is a 4/4. That's not hard. The Greaves. fill in any die in the. Oh, use any die. Oh wait, I have to use a die for that. Never mind. What? Use any die to fill a circle in a leather column. Why is that hard? So just I can use an extra. So it basically gives me an extra die, so I can use that 8. That makes sense. So it gives me like another extra die without having to use potions for it. Is basically how I'm reading that. I don't care about plate armor. Yeah, let me go ahead and start working on the greaves. I really want that. I also don't care about the crossbow of the elves because that's going to be really hard to get. All right, so I got an extra die over here. Did I use another die here? Yeah, I used the pendant die, which I didn't need much for that. So I actually used all 4 of these dice. So if we go 4, 6, 12, 16, I should have 17 circles filled in, including this, which I'm going to flip over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And additionally, since I'm at 14 here, I can do the vampire. I can fill in any circle in accessories. I will go ahead. I'll wait for that one. Let me see what these 2 cards are, and I'll wait to use that until next turn. And that's just fill in. I don't actually have to have a die to use, which is nice. Now, I'm not sure if this means I could reuse a die. It says use any die. I think that could be clarified a little bit in the rules, but we'll figure that out. All right. So we go to round 7. These have to move. This will flip over. Crossbow and shield of the dragons. This is going to flip over. Ooh, sword and plate armor of the orcs. That is going to be impossible to fill in, barring a super lucky roll, but I would very much like to have it. All right, let's roll these 4 dice. Did I roll a 1? I did not, but that was not a super lucky roll. I can assure you of that. I definitely should grab that before they do. So it's a 2, 3 in the red, 2 in the 3 in the purple, 2 in the yellow, 4 in the green. All right, so I'm giving up on sword and plate armor of the orcs, but I do want to grab this because they're going to get. I don't want to give them 8 points on that as well. So I'm going to spend. What are my cards so far? They're both accessories. All right, so I'm going to spend this green 4 to fill in this, so the green 4 comes out. That's going to give me a potion. I'm going to use shocking backpack. 6 and elemental is not really working with my strategy here. I should have done on the dragons, I guess. Of the dwarfs doesn't, like, none of these things really help me. I wonder if it's better for me to lean over here and just, but I'm giving up so many points. That was a really bad roll. Grymore and Greaves. 4-4. Greaves, I need a 7+. Sword and plate. Now, I'm assuming that counts for as an armor card too. That's also not clear. I'm assuming that counts as both an armor card and an accessory card. So maybe getting the armor card makes some sense. Grimoire is an accessory. Greaves is an armor. Yeah, that's going to need some clarification. 3 potions for that. Not even close on here. I have a 2-3-3. I really don't have any good way to use them. What was that number again? It was a 4. I might as well finish Divine off. All right, let me use the 4 up here for Divine. That gives me a thing. I'll use the 2 down here for that. I've already taken that thing. And I will... I can't use a 3rd die and spend 2 to get that down to a 1. So I'm really just punting the masteries, which is not smart. But, you know, such is life. All right. Well, crap. Think we're in trouble. So that's the end of that round. These move over. This moves down. We're in round 8. I still have 2 extra dice available, and I still have this ability available, which I just haven't used. And did not roll a 1, so we get another 1 on there. So that's going to flip at the end of the round. We'll see if I want to match it or not. I got a 6 in red, a 6 in purple, a 3 in yellow, and a 5 in green. So I'm going to use a potion to turn the 6 into a 7 to do the Greaves. That is going to give me a potion back. I'm going to use this ability to fill in any circle and accessories. I'm going to fill in this Grimoire circle. And then I'll use a 6 to fill this in. I get a potion back. Another potion. So I have 5 potions now. The Grimoire and Greaves are done, so I get this. This gets replaced face down for now. And then I will use 3 potions to get an extra die. I'll use the green die to fill in this in the weapon prestige. I have 4 of these, so I will score 4 in material mastery. So I'll just put that in that column right now. And I think I'm punting energy mastery just based on where I want my circles to go. I should reevaluate this, right? That's the one thing with the scoring that I haven't gotten used to yet. So we'll add this up again. Now this does match. They go down in the same order as they are on the card. So it's a little easier to keep recounting. But I have a ring, so that's 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 6 is 17, plus 3 is 20. So I'm at 20. When I get to 25, I can do something cool. And I should do the Warhammer because it's 4 points on there, plus it's an 8. So that'll get me up to 28, which will be nice. We only have 2 more rounds, however, so definitely want to fill in this Warhammer soon. And we got a chance to get to 33 as well. If these dice come in pretty strong, we'll have a 4 potions to fill that in when we want. All right, so I don't have the backpack of the elves. Man, the of the dragons have been on fire. I probably should have filled that in early, but alas, I did not. This flips over. another thing of the dragons. Holy crap, dude. Yeah, so definitely did not score a lot of cards. Only 3 cards is really bad. But like I think half the cards I saw were of the dragons. And I decided to not try to go for that early. And that has been a big mistake. This flips over, they score 2 more for this. So they're killing me on masteries. And here we go. Round 9, I did not roll a 1, but since they can't add any more tokens, they're both flipped. They're going to take the leftmost order. So the one I'm least likely to see. We got a 5 red, a 4 purple, a 4 yellow, and a 3 green. I'm going to use the red here to finally do the Warhammer, which gives me a token. And that gives me up to 28 in my strength. So at the end of the game, I'm going to get 1 additional point for each completed crafting row. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different crafting rows completed. So that's not terrible, but these dice rolls are also not great. So I might as well finish off 2 more of those. I don't have Of the Dragons, and I'm not doing Of the Elves, and I could do that. I'll use this 3. I used the 5 already. I'll use this 3, the green 3, to get a thing. And now we have weapon prestige. And then I'm going to use the 4 potions. Been pretty efficient. I think I hold off and hope for higher rolls. And if I can finish off 3 of these next turn with the 4 potions, that'd be fine, because they need 3, 3, 6. I mean, I don't care about the yellow dice, the green dice. I just care about the red, the yellow, and the purple. I've already done this, by the way. I've already triggered this. I did not add to this. I don't think I did. 6 plus 2 is 8, 11, 19, 25, 28. Can I get up to 33? Plate armor, no. Shield would give me 3. Staff would give me 1. Spear would give me 1. Backpack would give me 1. Yeah, I don't. Plate armor. It's hard to do without plate armor for sure. Shield. And I'm really getting killed on these cards too. Alright. We will move these over. This flips. It's round 9. I have 4 potions left. Booyah. Did not roll a 1, and I rolled like absolute dog. I rolled really bad. 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 11. So I needed high on these dice, and I did not roll high. It's a really bad roll. 2, 2, 3, 11. I did not roll a 1, so he takes that. That gets replaced. I'm getting walloped. And I'm really regretting not doing Of the Dragons. So each of these is a point extra. I mean, I might consider actually getting the 4 points for that now. And I get the 3 points for this. Don't have shocking. I don't have scroll. Each one of these would be a point, but I'm so far away. I might as well just get the 4 points for blacksmith. Oh, it's for the enchanter. And I could do this as well. I rolled an 11 on the green die. Of course I did. Of course I did. Because why wouldn't I? Ailment of the backpack of the elves? Nope, didn't do the backpack. Helmet of the dragons. Didn't do helmet. Wow. Scroll of the dragons. I can't get 4 dice. I can only get 3. So I can't get elite armor because the green die is so damn high. I could get of the dwarves and just waste a circle somewhere else. Too much of the dragons here. All right, so if I all right, yeah, Whitney, sing it, Whitney, make it happen. Let's do this. I'm going to use the. Ugh. That 11 is so bad. 11's really bad. God, it's really bad. So trying to figure out a way to do one of these lines and then fill in another circle and at least get the 4 points for that. But the 11 is making that very hard. I could fill in 2 of these. That's 4 points. It might be my better play. If I had to spend 3 to turn the 11 into an 8, it's not helpful. Because then I wouldn't be able to use the extra die. Unless I just say screw the extra die. But also, no, because then I won't be able to. This was a terrible roll. A very bad, no good, awful, useless roll. Oh, I rolled a 2-2-3. There's no good way to use these. I get 4 points there. 4th die. And then the 4th die does nothing for me. That's crazy. The number of ways I'm blocked from this being almost like a usable roll is really impressive. That's an 11. This is great. If by great, I mean terrible. All right, well, yeah, I definitely can't fill any of these in. Oh, maybe. Can I get the backpack of the elves? Nope, because I would need a die. I would need a potion there. To make the 2 into a 3. I get a potion back. And then I would need this put the 3 there, then I would need a potion. I'd be out of potions to turn the 11 into a 10. That's amazing. All right. What an unbelievably bad roll. I'm going to stop stressing it. I'm going to spend... It's just a horrendously bad roll. Potions are worth nothing at the end of the game. I can't do plate armor. This is really gross. I can't do crossbow. I can't do shield. I could do of the dwarves. That's 2 points. I get another potion. All right, let me take the... This is so annoying. I will take the potion, turn the 2 into a 3. Fill that in. I get a potion. Let's get all the accessories. I'm going to take this 2, turn it into a 3, because I rolled good. I'm going to get it back. And then I have these 4 potions, which I will spend to get a 3rd die. It's my last extra die. Oh, actually, I could have had a potion back, because I could have used the 3 and saved that. And yep, the 1 potion, I still can't do anything. Just a really bad roll. I will spend that, turn the, and I'll whatever. Yeah, I'll just use the green 11 up here for half a fiery. All right. That is that. So scoring would proceed where I would get for my crafting. I have 1 + 1 + 2 + 2 + 3 + 4 + 1 + 4. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 18. Material mastery is 4 points. Spell research, we're going to go over on this side now. It is so 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Energy mastery 0. Completed orders, not great. Only 3. It is 16 points, though. Charm bonus. So the ring's an accessory, the pendant's an accessory, and the Grimoire's an accessory. So I get 1 point per accessory, a 2-point bonus per accessory card. So that's 6. I have a weapon bonus. Only the green. Nope. I have no weapons. Yeah, that was a oversight on my part. So 6 points for charm bonus, plus I get 1 point per completed crafting row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 14 points in bonus points. There is no sponsored adventurer. I did not do the minions, so nothing there. So this is a pretty bad score. 34, 50, 64. Meanwhile, for the AI, you have 9, 12, 18. Plus, they were the first to flip both of these. So that's 34. So essentially, I would only have tied on introductory. So that was a bad game. So there's definitely a little bit of luck in the card slip over. And I think the idea that you're only seeing 8 cards is interesting, because I haven't played this a ton so though, where it's like, if you're playing in a bigger game, you have a much better idea of what you can expect. I just kept seeing dragon cards, dragon cards, dragon cards. So I think in future, if had I just was like, all right, let me fill this up the dragons, right away. I was pretty efficient in my bubbles. I only had one circle that I ended up not actually completing, and that was just right at the end because I had the extra thing. So overall, that wasn't great. It looks like it makes a castle of Burgundy, the castles of Burgundy instead of watch. Really? No, dude, Castle of Burgundy is way uglier. um, what's that? Looks familiar, actually. Is that possible? Hey, at least I'm happy to hear that Greg is on form when it comes to rolling dice. Yeah, it's about right. What time is it? I could do a speed game, which I actually might. Let me talk about the expansion a little bit. So the expansions, one of the things you're going to get for again competitive games is, and I'll stick with the Earth Golem. I was thinking about switching it up, but I won't. So you have these potions, which you can brew with certain dice, and the color of potions matters, and they do different things. So and there's only a couple. There's only one available, like a 3-player game, and like 2 and a 5 or 6, I think it's, or 4-player. So you have to check, but these can be really useful. But again, when you pull potions, you actually pull them out of a bag, which they provide you. It's like a nice fabric bag. Then the other thing that's added is you have this idea of guilds. So your magic shop has a color, and then you get these 4 cards, and every round someone can choose to play one of these cards. So you're actually adding a fair amount of complexity. I would not play with this module with most of my gaming groups that I play this with, but I think it's cool to adds a little bit of intrigue. But it also is another way that really costs you potions, and it's not like you have an unlimited supply of potions, right? So you can spend 3 potions to swap one of your orders with another player's order in another part of the game, right? So it's like some really interesting ideas there. And so basically everyone has the same 4 cards. You get to choose one, and then essentially there's like a base one everyone can brew. So if you don't want to use one of your other cards, you could spend 1 potion. You can just gain 1 potion, so that's another way to get more potions, considering that you have more ways to spend them. That makes sense. One of them is, again, you can take a potion recipe. So again, if you're playing with the recipe module, this is the way to do it, but you do need to spend the potions to get it. And then there's like these idea of like advanced orders. So any orders that need 3 things to be fulfilled, 3 lines to be done, they would actually be down here. So it's a way to make sure that there's a lot of cheaper orders out in play, so people can actually craft more orders. So you'd actually separate the order pile into advanced orders and non-advanced orders. So again, all modular ideas. I think they all add something cool to the game, and the fact that you can mix and match for your different play groups, I think makes it work. So let's put these out. We'll randomize these. We'll get new monsters, and then I'll blow through a game of this real quick and see if I can't redeem myself a little bit. I probably won't. So one thing when you play games like non-solo, and then you're like, how does the solo mode work? It's like, oh, that's a little more difficult, or probably swingier. Again, the fewer cards you're seeing, I think the swingier this game will be. I really just didn't want to, or if imagine if I was like the whatever. I don't think it actually came with a demo copy, but one of these dudes was like of the dragons. Like, you have a huge advantage, if the cards and what you're going for anyway kind of dovetail. That would be a pretty significant synergy there. So we got a level 2 creature. Fill in any circle under enchantments. We have our minion is only 2 points. We only need 32 to get him. That's a minion level 1 creature. Gain 2 potions if you kill the wolf. And then we need a level 2 creature. We have the Clockwork Soldier. Fill in any circle under weapons. Don't hate it. We're going to get these ready. Got a bail, mate. Just jumped in for a quick hi. Hello. Look out for Krang again next week, I think. I'm itching. I got the bug. I got the Maze Knight bug, but I also have the Dawn of the Zeds and the Uprising bug. So I have a lot of bugs I'm trying to debugify, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna try to do this pretty quick. I got some plans tonight with the missus. So we'll set up mine. We have a shocking helmet, everlasting shield, everlasting bracers, and divine bracers. And then shocking bracers and Warhammer. Helmet of the Dragons. Ooh, so very item heavy. Not a lot of enchantment stuff going on. Interesting. All right, we have the blacksmith again, and that's leather. The druid. So we need 4 and 4. That's not interesting. Let me get something. We'll do 4 and let's do a 5er. We haven't had one yet. We'll do the woodsman. All right, here we go. First round. Bam! Did not roll a 1, so we get a potion on each of these. So I need 4 wilds and 5 wood. So we got a 2 red, 8 purple, an 8 yellow, and a 6 green. So I don't mind filling in some of these women's. Now I definitely need to go of the orcs again, and it looks like shocking helmet is. Can I get? No, I would need 3 potions to make that 2 of 5, so that's not happening. But getting everlasting shield might make some sense. I need a 3, 8, 1, 9, and then it leads right into bracers. The bracers, I need a 9. I have 2 8s to work with here. I want bracers anyway for divine. So let me use the 6, which will help me with the druid thing, and we're going to start filling in the everlasting. I need a 1 there, which is going to be rough, but the 6 is out. And we need shield, or we need shield first. So we'll use this purple 8 because that's a beautiful thing for shield. And then I have a yellow 8. Which I should probably use to start filling in the wood column. And ring Warhammer bracers. I definitely want Warhammer. That's a big one. I didn't get till late. Pendant's also good. All right, we will. Do I want staff? I could definitely use a potion. Let me do that. I'm going to take the 8. I'm going to use it to fill in. I'll fill in pendant. Nope. I don't know why I circled that. I'm cheating this way. All right, done. So we go to round 2. We flip these over. This comes down. Can I get the everlasting shield? It's going to be tough, not impossible. So rolling these 4 dice. I did not roll a 1, so we put 1 more on each of these. The dice I got are 6 red, a 7 purple, a 5 yellow, and a 2 green. All right, so I'm going to use the 6 red on shield. I fill that in. I get a potion. I am going to use the potion to turn the 2 green into a 1 green. I get a potion back. And now I have an everlasting shield. Excellent. That gets replaced. Everlasting bracers. I did not get high enough for that. But I think it makes some sense to use the purple fiery scroll and greaves. Fiery Scroll and Greaves. Fire needs a 9, a 6, and an 11. Scroll needs us a 3. Divine Bracers. I'm doing bracers, getting the Everlasting Bracers and the Divine. Could be nice. I'm behind on this. I do think I have to blitz one of those two. That's me gain 2 potions as soon as I get 5. The shield gives me 3. And the pendant would give me 2 and I get 2 potions. Great. Let me fill this in. That's only a 1. So stupid. What does the spear give me? Just 1. Fiery Skull and Greaves. Yeah, I'm going to use this. Use this 7 here. All right. These rotate. This comes down. These move over. This flips. The everlasting plate armor of the dwarfs. Oh, I don't even have that. I don't have the of the orcs yet. Oops. I don't have 3 yet. I need to do of the orcs. At some point, we'll get there. I've been focused on other things. Helmet of the Dragons. Who would have thought? Alrighty then. So, 6 red. So red's on fire. 2 purple, 3 green, and 4 yellow and 3 green. Another potion on each of these. Definitely going to lose out on wild. Do not want to lose out on woodsman too. But if I keep with these rolls, oh, it's not good. How the heck am I going to get the bracers? It's going to be mad expensive. It's going to be 3 potions. Well, I'm going to use the yellow 4 for the glamour supplier to get 3 potions instead of 1. We're going to use these 3 potions to turn to 6 into a 9 because desperate times. That gives me a potion back. I have the everlasting bracers. And I'm going to use the extra die to put the 3 in divine. So I want to do wood, and I did exactly 0 wood. And I'm going to spend these 2 potions to use another extra die. Put that here. So I've used 4 of my extra dice already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5. Yeah, so I'm at 10, which makes sense. 3 plus 4 extra dice. And I haven't done of the orcs yet. And I'm going to get killed on both the masteries again. All right, doing well. So, but I've got 2 orders already, so I don't hate that. Bracers of the orcs. That's going to make me do of the orcs. This flips. Everlasting Spear and Greaves. Well, I already have Everlasting. Why do you keep going away from me? Will I roll a 1 for once? I haven't rolled a single one. I rolled a 1, so the green goes away. So Shocking Bracers and Warhammer. That's 6 points for them. Don't like that. That's going to get replaced here. So they don't add to those things, so it still gives me a chance. We have the 1 green, the 2 red, the 5 purple, and the 9 yellow. That 9 yellow would have been helpful last turn. All right, Divine Bracers. I'm going to use the 1 green to fill this in. That gets a thing. I get a potion, and I have Divine Bracers. Fiery Scroll and Greaves. I probably should be hammering of the orcs, the ones used. The Fiery Greaves. Ugh, not even close there. Scroll. Could get the scroll, but I really need to start getting those things done. And I'm not going to have access to special things for a minute. Yeah, so Fire Scroll and Greaves is going to be impossible. Bracers of the Orcs is going to be important. So I'm going to use this purple 5 to fill in this. Nope. Lied. Purple 5 to use fill in this because I have to get up the Orcs so I can start getting the wolf done, fill in any circle under weapons. Yeah, I'm not doing up the dragons. I'm standing my ground. All right, we're good. That's round 4. So I filled in 12 circles, 6, 12, excellent. These all flip. This comes over, it's Fiery Grimoire. And this flips, it is a sword and plate armor of the orcs. Did I roll a 1? I did not. We add. This is going to flip. So again, I'm letting him crush me in masteries. We got a 3 red, a 8 purple, an 8 yellow, and a 3 green. I'm going to use the 3 green here for of the orcs. It gives me a potion. I have bracers of the orcs. That comes down. And since I have bracers, that's 6 coming in. Shield gives me up to 9. Those are the only 2 I have. Since I'm at a 9 though, I can do this. I've already defeated the wolf. That gives me 2 more potions. Don't mind if I do. Ooh, can I do this round? No, I cannot get a 4th one in this round because I've already used the green die. Stop being stupid. Can I do this round? Maybe. Fiery Scroll and Greaves. That's not happening. Fill in under weapons. Not useful. Pendant doesn't seem like it's all that great. 8 yellow. Crossbow doesn't give me much here, but I might as well get the plate armor because it's worth a lot. So is Greaves. I'm going to use the yellow. Oh, man. But I really need to get the wood thing done. But I'm probably going to lose. All right. We'll use the purple 8 to fill staff in. That gets me his potion. That gets me up to 10 over here. And we'll use the yellow. If I do crossbow and warhammer, it's just that's a lot. All right, and then I'm going to spend 3 potions, get another extra die, and use this yellow 8 in Warhammer. Because I'm trying to get 5 in there. So he did 10, 15. So we should have 15 circles filled in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 15 circles filled in. Excellent. All right. These move over. This is going to flip over. The backpack and plate armor of the dwarfs. Okay. It's not a thing that's happening, I don't think. Backpack, plate armor, I would need to fill in 6 circles. Yeah, that's not happening. All right. Well, everlasting plate armor of the dwarfs could be huge. Plate armor I want to do anyway. But I also do want to do Warhammer, and I haven't finished filling in pendant, so that's worth 7 points. Did I roll a 1? I did. Purple goes away. This, nope, that stays there. This comes out. This flipped. So the most I'm getting there is 4, so no big rush on that, but I can beat them to the woodsman. So I don't hate that. All right, so 6 red, 1 purple, 6 yellow, 5 green. I'm going to spend a potion to make this 6 a 7 for Greaves. Nope, I'm not. Yep, I am. And that comes back. Man, the reds are... Well, I can get that from that, which is great. Greaves gives me 3 more, so 13. I know that from that was very articulate. I'm glad I could be super helpful for all y'all. 3, 7, 8. Wait. Greaves are 3. Shield is 3, so that's 6. Spear is 1, so that's 7, plus 6 is 13. So I've already done that, so we're good. I literally rolled the worst thing here. I'm going to spend a potion here to make this 1 a 2 because I'm really good at rolling. That gives me 5 here, so I am going to be the one to score this. He'll still get the 4, but at least I'll get the 8 for material mastery. And I don't have 4 potions to spend to get a 3rd die. I did not do Helmet of the Dragons. I'm definitely not getting that. Fire Grimoire is probably a fool's errand. But I did want, I think that's an important swing for me there. So, everything rotates down. This flips. The shocking Grimoire of the Dragons. This is a Grimoire kind of day. Did I roll a 1? I did not. We would add a 5th thing to them, so they're going to score 4 points for that. In the future, they will start taking orders. I got a 6 red, so big numbers on the reds lately. 4 purple, 7 on the yellow, and 10 on the green. Not the roll of dreams. Don't have any of these yet. 6 red. Fill any circle under weapons. Everlasting plate armor. Potion. Eat pendant. All right, I'm going to spend this. Oh, man, I need potions, man. I need 4 potions. because I really want to get that last thing. Shocking helmet. That's not a terrible idea. Especially if I can get elite armor. How much do I have down here? Shield is armor. Bracers are armor. Bracers are armor. Bracers are armor. Look at me. So many. So I definitely want this. This roll is not going to help me get elite armor. But it's a thought. Shocking helmet is also a thought. So I'm going to spend this 6 to get this, which flips this, which gives me a potion. Doesn't flip, it finishes. Then I'll use this 7 to circle this in. My goal right now is to finish Warhammer, plate armor, pendant, and elite armor, and shocking. So I use the 7, I use the 6. So 14 plus 5, 19 circles should be filled in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Helmet does not give me any extra juice over here. So that's that. Backpack and plate armor of the dwarfs goes away. Everlasting plate armor of the dwarfs comes down. We roll. I did roll a 1 in the red. This goes away. It's another big point one for them for sure. So 1 red's kind of crappy. I've been rolling very good with red otherwise, though. 8 purple, 4 yellow, and 6 green. Not the rolls I need for this by any means, or for shocking. I can use the 8 purple here, though. Everlasting Spear and Greaves. Sure. That's actually really good for me. I have to save my potions. To some extent, I'll use this 4 here for 4 or higher. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to fill in 6 more circles with 2 more rolls. I don't think I'm getting elite armor. 2 more bonus per armor card is sick for me, though. I can get 1 circle there. Another circle there. I actually have a chance at this. All right. Round 9. These move over. This comes down. This is Fiery Scroll and Greaves. I still need to do shocking for the shocking helmet. So shocking is like highest priority for this round. Rolling. Did not roll any 1s. So he takes this away. This comes down. So 5, 4, 6, 2. I'm going to use the green 2 for shocking. Potion. Gives me shocking helmet. Fill in any circle under enchantments. These are charms, so it'd have to be up here. Woof. Fiery Scroll and Greaves. Have to do plate armor. God, it's such a elite armor is like so big for me. But maybe I go with this. 5 points there. I just don't like not getting a charm. Oh, I still haven't done this. Wolf. I still gotta get the 4 for the energy mastery. Pendant Warhammer. Oh, I have 2 level 2 creatures. Oops, my bad. My bad. Level 3. Here we go. There we go. My bad. Something looked off. It's like a 14 and a 16. That can't be right. All right, let me use the 4 to fill pendant. That gives me a thing. The pendant plus gives me 2 here, so I'm at 15. I can do this, fill in any circle under weapons. I'm going to use this to fill Warhammer. It's under weapons. It gives me another pendant. And the Warhammer gets me up to 23. Man, it's so risky to like let this 5 go and I have 1 more roll. It's gonna be really bad if that roll sucks. Can I get the 32? Yeah, plate armor is gonna. Oh, the ring. Can I get the 32? Plate armor and ring get me to 32. It's only 2 points though. It's not much. It's not much. Everlasting Spear. Oh. And Greaves. Everlasting Spear. I've committed so much to plate armor, man. I need a big red and a purple or a yellow higher than 7. I don't think I use an extra die this turn. And just hopefully I get a big number on red. These rotate. Definitely not getting Fiery Scroll or Greaves. Both of these flip. Pendant of the Orcs. Everlasting Scroll. Final round. Big numbers! Ooh. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I got the 5 red, and then I rolled a 1-1-1. That might not be terrible. It's terrible. Damn it. That's really bad. I would need a total of 5 red, 1-1-1. Oh, that's extra bad because now all 3 of these go away. I think that's right. So he just got 3 orders in one friggin' round. So I can't get the spear, so I'm losing 6 points on that, or 5 points on that. Fiery Scroll and Greaves, I can't get. I have to do the plate armor, because I have to. That's two games in a row. I just absolutely crapped out in this final roll. All right, so I'm going to spend the 5. One, two. So yes, he should have 6 orders here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I'm gonna turn a 5 into an 8. I filled that in. I get a thing. I can't even do the everlasting plate armor of the dwarfs. I'd be 1 potion away. Because I would need to. I need the extra die. I'm literally 1 potion away from 7 points there. I need to do the plate armor. Wow, that would just super gross. I can't. Am I doing this in the wrong order? I have 5 potions. I can get 6. Yeah, I'm 1 potion away from doing everything I need to do. Oh, that's so bad, dude. How does it happen 2 games in a row? A 1-1-1 is absolutely garbage. It's so bad. Well, I'm using the green one here. That gives me at least the 4 points from Energy Mastery. I mean, that's just, yeah, that's 2 games in a row. I just absolutely had just an awful last roll. And now I can't use an extra die because I only have 3 potions. And I can't get the spear and the greaves. You know what? I don't use the 5. Give me this back. So I don't fill in the 8 here. The plate armor would get me up to 27. Oh, that's important. Wait, let me make sure this is right. Woof. I use the green one for sure. I use the yellow one, or the orange, the purple one, whatever. We do this, we get this, and this thing. So that gives me 6. Let me count this up. So pendant is 2. Staff is 1, so that's 3. Warhammer is 8, so that's 11. Bracers is 6, that's 17. Helmet is nothing. Shield is... Yeah, so I'm still at 23. I definitely need to be at 24. I did the elite armor. So I can use these 4, so I get a 4th die. And I have a red 5 and a red whatever. And a yellow 1. None of them make much sense. But I need to get this above 24 to trigger the horde. So I will spend literally 1 away from turning that into an 8 to get the plate armor. But at least I can turn it into, I can just do this, which finishes this, which gives me that. But that does get me, wait, the sword doesn't do anything. The backpack does. The sword doesn't add any things over here. So let me undo the sword. if I do the red 5 for the backpack, which I can do, that at least will give me +1, so that's a 24, so I trigger this. So I've done all 3 of the monsters. I triggered the 4 points there. It's going to be a better score, not as much as I was hoping. Kind of fell apart at the end again. So crafting, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 7 is 18. So these two are 2 big wasted dice. Spell research, we have 7, 10, plus 4 is 14. Completed orders, 7, 10, 7, 10, 16. Charm bonus, we have armor, 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 armor. So that's going to be 2 points per armor card. So that's 10 points plus 1 per completed order. I have 5 completed orders, so 15 points and a bonus. I did not compel the minion, so that's out. So that's my total is 26, 40, 60, 75. AI, they're going to have 12 points there. Plus, they got so many friggin' orders. They have 7 orders here. Yikes. 7, 9, 12, 18, 24, 30. So they're at 42. So again, I win on introductory. There's something to be said. I mean, they got 3 ones right at the end. I mean, that's such a huge swing. A better roll there. I mean, that gave them like 18 points instead of just 6. So if you take away 12 points from them, you know, they're at like 60, and then, you know, presumably I would have had a better roll. Maybe gotten that plate armor, done something a little more useful, or at least got the spear. You know, if I could have gotten this, yeah, if I could have gotten the spear instead of the backpack, that's an additional 5 points for me, which is pretty good. And then another 1 because of that, so another 6 points on my score gets me up to 81. But yeah, like, not just like, you really need the rolls to kind of to work your way, but it's a cool puzzle. I mean, I think you can see why it's a more fun game. It's a light filler game. It's a more fun when you have more people going on, and then it's like, oh, like, that's so lucky, like, you know, and like the kind of these like potions flying across the table, and, you know, it's not as like crazy with Hadrian's Wall where there's like infinite chaining, right? And obviously, you know, you'll play a lot quicker if you're playing with other people and stuff like that. But I really like this mechanic, and I think these are clever. I think one of the things that's interesting from like the base game, like the sponsored adventure, is the way they always just let you fill in any circle. I do find that the scores are a lot lower with the effects of these. And I think in a good way, but I'm wondering if the balancing of like the scoring for the AI is, you know, based on scores from the original game, as opposed to the fact that, hey, it's going to be a lot harder to have big scores with the expansion. But yeah, 50 points in the first game was absolutely garbage. Nope, that wasn't me. 64 in the first game was garbage. I got it to 75, still not great. 50 points was not me. I think I know what this was. That was the last game that I played with my friends, but it's a good one for sure. Thanks again to Rock Manor. I do need to run. Hope this was like interesting. Kind of saw 2 games play out. If you like roll and writes, again, this is my favorite roll and write. I mean, this is definitely. I mean, I'll play Hadrian as well occasionally, but this is the one. Like Twilight Inscription, I'll play occasionally, but this is the one like that I just, again, it fits a great place for me with my gaming group, and that's been good. So hopefully you'll see Maximum Apocalypse before too long. We'll get back to Set of Watch before too long as well. Questions, comments, epiphanies, please put them in the comment section below. If somebody saw a rule that I had wrong, you know, please put that in the comment section below too. Again, the game has developed a lot since they packaged their demos and sent them out, so there will be more bells and whistles with the with the final version of this that we'll see might make the experience a little bit less swingy. But obviously here are the six characters I got. Again, all of them lean heavy into one enchantment, and then it just depends on kind of what you're providing with that. But again, the orc, I think he's just, look at that, look how sexy he is, and I couldn't say no. So that's who we ended up playing with twice. But this was super fun. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.